Jameis Winston took part in team interviews, and his measurements were taken at the NFL Combine yesterday. Winston coming in at 6'4", 231. However, his hand size, a subject of conversation, measured in just under 9.5 inches, below average for quarterbacks at the Combine since '08. Small hands and possibly a little overweight. Still unclear, though, if Winston will throw this weekend during workouts. Stephen A., how important is this Combine for Jameis?
Well, I think it's going to be, unfortunately, the interview process is going to be important simply because when we see what has happened with Johnny Manziel, even though he's not a quarterback, Josh Gordon, Justin Gilbert, and others, the NFL is going to pay rapt attention to individuals' character. And obviously there have been some questions about Jameis Winston, so that stuff is going to matter. But I don't think there's going to be any questions about his football skills. You can talk to me about the size of his hands all you want to. Can he throw the football? The answer is going to be yes. In terms of him being out of shape, please, have you seen some of these quarterbacks and how they've looked? I don't see a Jameis Winston that looked that bad and out of shape. I'm not buying that for 1 second, not to mention the fact that once a training camp opens and you got to run some sprints and do all of that stuff, I fully expect him to be in even better shape, so I'm not concerned. In the end, the guy lost one game his entire collegiate career. It's just that simple. He's a national champion. He's a Heisman Trophy winner, and he's widely recognized as the best quarterback prospect in the draft. If I were him, I would not throw the football in the Combine. The only quarterback, top 5, I believe, that threw at a Combine was Cam Newton. More power to him.
That is correct.
I got nothing but respect for that. But if I'm Jameis Winston, I'm not doing this. You know what? At some point in time, as a player, I've always been offended by this cattle mentality. That's what I call it, where you bring in guys and, you're probing them. You're getting all into their business in every way, shape, form, and fashion. Physically, you got them doing all types of stuff. Damn all that. My college career should mean something. You know, I'm a Heisman Trophy winner. I'm a national champion. I'm not throwing at the scouting combine. For what? I'm not doing it. You want to pass up on me? Be my guest. We'll see where that gets you. That would be my attitude if I were Jameis Winston.
You know what's funny? For the same reason you just said he shouldn't throw, I think he should throw. Because he's Jameis Winston, and I believe the way Cam Newton did, he could just walk out there tomorrow if he so chose, and he could say, watch this. All you doubters, all you haters, watch this. Not that you can't just put the tape in of all last year and all year before. He got to 26-0 before that Rose Bowl loss, obviously, to the Ducks. But 26-0 is 26-0. Tape don't lie. Just put it in, watch it, see what he did. But my point is, Stephen A., it would be interesting after all this conjecture and all this speculation, and if possible, Jameis Winston is now being put under an even stronger microscope than Johnny Manziel was a year ago. Clearly, he brought a whole lot of that on himself. But it's a hotter, brighter microscope than even Johnny was put under when he was Johnny Football. So after all the talk about the weight, you know, he's supposed to lose the weight. He's too heavy at 250. So then last night I hear that, oh, he's dropped 19 pounds. That's a bad sign. Maybe he's lost weight too quickly. Just give the kid a break. I don't know. He's just trying to do what's right. So maybe he should step out tomorrow and just put on a show, because I think he is fully capable of putting on a show.
Skip, I'm not trying to disagree with you on that level. I get where you're coming from. I just think that it should be something that is a choice of his without any drawbacks to it. You want to throw? Throw.
Yeah.
You don't want to throw? Don't throw.
Yeah.
I am offended at the notion that he has to in order to validate himself. The dude played at the highest level of college football. Game after game after game, we saw this guy on national TV. Game after game after game, we saw this guy in pressurized situations. Time again and time again, this dude answered the bell and won 26 straight games and was undefeated until the entire team collapsed against Oregon in the semifinals in Pasadena, which I was in attendance for. All I'm saying is that when you've got that kind of resume, when you got that kind of resume, the notion that you still have something to prove offends me. That's all I'm saying. Because why the hell are y'all watching me play college football then? Why are you bothering me? I'm a quarterback for the national champions at the time, and then I go into the season after winning the national championship as a freshman, after winning the Heisman as a freshman, after getting accused of sexual assault, after the incident at the supermarket, the BB guns, and all this other stuff. One story after another, I'm getting raked through the coals, and for 4 months, I go out there and I win. And I end up going into the national semifinal, the first year of the playoff system in college football. And I walk in there with an undefeated record. And now I got to show up at the combine and prove something to y'all? Man, y'all can go kick rocks. I'm not doing anything. That's all I'm trying to say. I'll do it if I want to, but I don't have to do anything.
Okay. Okay, I hear you on all that, and we're going in the same direction with a different conclusion, but I agree with you. Listen, how many times was Jameis great late in games? In part this past year because he helped dig the hole out of which you had to dig out of.
Right.
So the point, and I'm fine with, I appreciate all that. That's all in the football bank already. And we all know you can hurt yourself in these workouts. See Teddy Bridgewater last year in his pro day when he just looked overwhelmed. He looked scared. He looked nervous. I know there was all the controversy about gloves or no gloves for Teddy, but he hurt himself, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you could say he helped himself. He helped the Vikings because he fell down the first round, obviously, to the Vikings. But Johnny Manziel put on an absolute flawless show in his pro day last year. You can sort of script, choreograph, and control your pro day a little better than you can control what happens at the combine at Indy tomorrow. But I'm just saying, the guts play would be, I am so good, I am so confident in what I do that all of you can kick rocks and watch me throw, because I'm going to throw some bullets today for you.
Well, Skip, do me a favor. Say that again. I like how you say kick rocks. Go ahead, Skip. Go ahead, say it again, Skip. Say it with
You
your
all
chest.
can just kick rocks. You can kick rocks. But I never tell you to kick rocks.
Kick
There
rocks.
you go.
All right.
And I don't tell you that either.
Well, sometimes.
No.
Maybe not.
I save it for other people.
Yeah,
I
you
save
save
it for other people outside of the
We'll
show.
leave it there. All right, gentlemen. On Lovie Smith, Stephen A., you mentioned this earlier about the talks of Lovie Smith maybe being excited about Marcus Mariota. He actually said just the other day he's very comfortable with thinking Jameis Winston could also be the face of the franchise. So we leave it there. We figure out what will happen on April 30th, which is draft day. When we come back, our very own Stephen A. Smith, breaking news on the potential super fight. Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. Will it happen? We talk about it in just a few moments. They're making fistery clever.